Miss Cykes never was at the scene at the time of the murder. We cannot confirm that. My head, my body. Where am I? Order. Order in the court. It's true that Ponko was found in pieces after the murder. And I'll admit I repaired her myself afterwards. Was she bloody? Was she bloody though? Photo of the crime updated in the court record. The photo shows Blackwell taking the robot apart. There's a blood stain on the end of the robot's arm. Alright. Yes, I'm finally making some progress. Hopefully I've gotten at least one step closer to proving both Athena and Prosecutor Blackwell innocent. Objection! Not too fast. Well played, Mr. Wright. You've made your point abundantly clear. I can see that it wasn't the defendant inside the rolling case, but the robots. Alright, what's going on here? It's never good when he plays things this straight. Does the prosecution withdraw its claim that the defendant was carried from the scene? No, Your Honor. My claim hasn't changed. Objection! So, is he gonna tell me that both Athena and the robot could fit? But Ponko and Miss Cykes couldn't have both been inside that case. Objection! Can we prove that? No. The notion that the case was used to carry Miss Cykes was Blackwell's theory. I have been of a different opinion from the outset. Now I finally have the opportunity to voice my theory. Thanks to the defense. Edgeworth has been one step ahead of me this whole time. In that case, how do you propose the defendant left the crime scene? Simple. The footage only shows Prosecutor Blackwell from behind. What's more... Alright. He's holding his arm in front of his body, as if he were holding something. Or... someone. What? No? He's not gonna be able to... What? 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 That's hardly evidence. That doesn't make any sense. I have proof. The surcoat Prosecutor Blackwell was wearing. The victim's blood was found on the front of it, and the stain had a slight, distinct shape. This is gonna be really stupid. Is this clay? Is this clay? This might be it's not about this might be clay. This is clay. Maybe this was clay impersonating Blackwell. It would make would make sense, actually. It would make sense. It makes sense that this was clay. A blood stain with a distinctive shape. Please continue, Prosecutor Edgeworth. 7 years ago, the defendant was known to constantly wear a certain item, of which there's only one in the world, a special pair of headphones made just for her. She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. She looks, she looks really depressed. She looks really sad. Oh, well, I guess I should be looking sad because the game decided to fucking crash on me. Alrighty, viewers, we're back. Hopefully the game's not gonna crash again. She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research. Gotta be honest with you, viewers. I think this was the second crash overall during this whole playthrough. Which, like the game crashing and all is absolutely annoying, but for an extremely long game on an emulator, that's actually not that bad. So. Well, a good thing that I actually play in short sessions, and always save whenever I finish. So, like losing progress isn't really that far. Although I gotta be honest, I was when the game crashed, I was nearing ending my recording session, which means that I actually had to go back to a save that's, I don't know, like 30, 40 minutes long. Even, I think it was more than that. But it's not that big of a deal, really. Anywho, she said her mother made them for her as part of her research. That's Juniper explaining her headphones. She did say that before. Analysis showed the blood stains to be in the exact same shape as these headphones. I don't see it. What do you mean the exact same shape? In other words, this was no mere blood splatter. The blood went from the victim's body to the headphones, and then was imprinted onto Prosecutor Blackwell's coat like a stamp. A most gruesome stab indeed. Blackwell carried Miss Cykes, who had been hit by splatter, away from the crime scene. This proves that Athena Cykes was, without question, present at the crime scene. I am not gonna deny that. But you're saying that he was carrying her at this very moment. Where was the picture? Was it here? Is it gotta be combined with this one? Where's the goddamn picture? Yeah, are you telling me that he is carrying her with the one arm? I don't think so. That actually doesn't prove anything, really. And that concludes the prosecution's argument. That actually doesn't prove anything. I don't know what's up with this game. Order. The defendant was indeed at the scene. It deepens the suspicion against her.
Objection!
But we've also shown that the robot was there at the scene as well.
Objection!
Could be the robot's arm. I hope you're not making this ridiculous claim that a simple robot was the real murderer. Doesn't that make make Aura responsible for that? I don't really think that, no, but you can't say the possibility isn't there. He doesn't really think that, but something tells me that this is gonna be the case. Detective Fulbright, was the robot questioned at the time? Ooh. Questioning goddamn robots? Well, the game is definitely gonna go there. That game is definitely going to go there. No, I don't see any record of it. I believe it was considered unrelated to the case. But as it turned out, the robot was actually integrally related. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Ponko to the stand. A robot witness? Order. Order in the court. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you think about this? I think he's gonna go with it. Mr. Wright has called all manner of witnesses to the stand over the years. Including, you know, dead people as well. So why not a robot? Nothing surprises me anymore with him. Very well. I will allow the witness. Bailiff, please summon the robot named Ponko. So Ponko is a girl, I guess. Witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is not Witness. My name is Ponko. Marching attack. Yes, I realize that. But when you are at the witness stand, you are the witness. No, I'm not. I'm Ponko. Say it with me. Ponko. What an utterly inflexible little robot. Inflexible? You're the last person who should be calling anybody inflexible. What does that even mean? You remind me of my grandchild who just learned his own name. Oh, how precious. Is he gonna start, you know, bringing his grandchild to every conversation? Alright, Ponko, I'm going to ask you some questions. Occupation! Questions? You have questions? Hooray. What are your questions? Can you shoot missiles from these titties? Messenger style? I want to know if you were there at the scene of the murder at Cykes. It was 7 years ago, on the 7th of October around 2 p.m. in the robotics lab. Certainly. Just one moment. Searching data. Wow. This robot hasn't installed, goddamn. Is not equipped with an SSD. Still using a hard drive. Goddamn. Ah, there's the new NVMe's as well. The M2s. NVMe M2s. Certainly. Just one moment. Searching data. Search complete. Yes, I was there in the robotics lab. This robot also had to be lifted above some boxes. Did someone actually lift the robot up? I don't think they're capable of climbing these. It would seem this robot's testimony is necessary to this case after all. This is great. I just knew Ponko must have seen something important. A murder committed right before this poor little girl's eyes. It's inexcusable. Little girl. The judge seems ready to adopt Ponko as another grandchild. That is very interesting. That doesn't actually make any sense. How can you adopt someone as a grandchild? Adopting someone as a grandchild, meaning that they're gonna have parents, so you're gonna be a grandchild to the your kids are gonna have to adopt someone to be for you to be called a grandfather. Well, I mean, are you like would if your kids adopt a child? Are you automatically a grandfather? I don't know. So, Lil Ponko, do you think you can give us your testimony today? Well, I guess that's that. Yeah, weird, a weird case, viewers. Weird case. What I saw. I went to the robotics lab at about 2 p.m. For my regular recharge. Just as I was about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis. And then Mommy Metis fell down. After that, I was recharging, so I don't know anything. So, well, at least... good thing that she didn't say, she actually stabbed her. After I charged up, I was cleaning the room and Mr. Simon came in. And then an error occurred. There's no data after that point. Uh-oh. I mean, data can be manipulated, right? So we cannot take this testimony at all. Well, it sounds like the defendant was, without question, at the scene. However, it doesn't appear that the witness saw the actual moment of the murder. I disagree. This testimony shows that the defendant did indeed commit the crime. What? At the end of the day, we mustn't forget that this witness is still a machine. Being a robot, its understanding and capacity to express itself are limited. So what are you suggesting? The witness's statements need to be interpreted. For example, the terms hugging and then later fell down. Adults don't usually fall down after being hugged by a child. I mean, children usually don't have the capability of murdering someone unless they're actually having, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, if you give a little kid a gun, he might actually be able to shoot someone and kill him, but yeah, we're gonna have to prove that. Please don't tell me that there's some weapon that she actually used. They don't, but yes. What this witness's statements are telling us is that the defendant stabbed the victim with the murder weapon during this moment. What? I mean, we can disapprove that, really. Because we can actually, we can try and tell, you know, and find if she was holding a sword or a weapon of some sort. Before Miss Cykes hugged Dr. Cykes, did the two of them converse? Yes, they did. They spoke to each other very loudly, but I don't know what they said. Athena is usually so quiet, so I was surprised. Spoke very loudly. We can interpret this to mean they argued. I see. Murdered after a heated argument, and then the victim fell down. I agree that it does sound like a reasonable interpretation. No, it doesn't. However, Ponko doesn't seem to remember anything that happened after that. When I'm recharging, I go into sleep mode. But I remember everything before that. I have a very good memory. Wash attack. I may as well admit defeat now, right? A cross-examination would be useless. Don't be ridiculous. A cross-examination is never useless. Until now. Think about it. Robots don't lie. This robot is both an important witness and valuable evidence at the same time. I wouldn't call him evidence, no. Nevertheless, I will have my cross-examination. Huh. I see you haven't changed. You never were one to worry about wasting time. Very well. Even if it may be a waste of time, you may proceed, Mr. Wright. Wow. Wow. I'll show you both just how fruitful any cross-examination can be. I mean, what I want to do, like, to disapprove this, is gonna try and confirm... gonna try and see if Ponko witnessed her having some sort of a weapon and actually using that weapon. What I saw. What caused that error, I wonder? There are a few parts of Ponko's testimony that are hard to interpret. Edgeworth chose to interpret hugged as stabbed. I'd better try to iron out who did what, where, and to whom for myself. Hold on, Athena. I'm going to save you. Yeah, so we're gonna have to just, you know, press until we get more information. Went to the robotics lab at about 2 p.m. for my regular recharge. Sounds about right.
Hold it.
Your regular recharge. What is that exactly? I have to refill my battery's power, or else I'll stop working. I go to the lab to do that. So that recharging occurred around 2 p.m., around the time of the murder? That's right. I go every day at 2 p.m. Every day. Every 24 hours. Recharging once. For how much, though? She did say that she came too, right? I was cleaning the room. Yeah, when was that? When was that? Someone was about to recharge up. Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis.
Hold it.
Hugged her, huh? Which Edgeworth took to mean stabbed her with a weapon. You said the two of them were talking before Miss Cykes hugged her mother. Is that right? Yes, they were talking very loudly, but I couldn't tell what they were saying. Why? Couldn't tell, even though they were speaking so loudly? I'm only allowed to listen to voices that are directed at me. How does that even work? How does that even work? How does that even work? That's kind of useless. If it listened to every voice, it would be a little better than a mobile eavesdropper. Then that's gonna make her pretty useless. Well, that explains why some of Ponko's testimony is so vague. It's a shame that our little friend wasn't listening in, however. We could have learned what they were talking about just before Dr. Cykes was killed. Don't tell me she's able to record all of that. I would probably ask about that. Now then, what happened after that? And then Mommy Metis fell down. After that, I was recharging. So I don't know anything. I don't want to delve too deeply here, but... Could you tell us how the victim appeared and acted at this moment? Mommy Metis was very surprised when she was hugged. I heard her heart pound. You heard her heart? Well, yeah, I guess they mentioned something. They mentioned something about that. That they can actually detect people inside the room. Her heart. Mr. Wright, have you forgotten about this document we found in the robotics lab? These robots have a heartbeat detection system. Now that he mentions it, I do remember reading something like that there. Presence of human with their heartbeat detection system recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tag. Can also recognize a person by facial features once the face has been registered. Can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice and communicate with them. They detect the presence of people by sounds of their heartbeats. But wait a minute. That means... if Dr. Cykes really did die at this moment... Ponko? How was Dr. Cykes after she fell down? Could you still hear the sound of her heartbeat? Let's see, the moment she fell, her heart was pounding. After that, I don't know. I started recharging just then. So, yeah, that kind of proves. I mean, the fact that her heart is pounding rapidly actually it seems like she was attacked or something. It's still... it's not evidence. That's still not evident. Of all the unlucky timing, if you had heard anything after that, it could have possibly proven that the hug wasn't actually the moment of the murder. I'm very sorry. I'm afraid I don't know. I'm very sorry. You don't look so sorry. The robot is designed to go into sleep mode automatically, so it can't be helped. But it does appear it detected an increased heart rate at the moment of the stabbing. Still calling it a stabbing. Gah. After Mommy Metis's heart started pounding in surprise, she fell by the window. By the window? It was the round window on the workbench side of the room. What window? Maybe she's talking about the monitor? She thinks that's a window? The workbench, huh? Oh! Not the other part? Alright. By the window? Ponko must be talking about the table to the right of where that giant robot is now. Yes, it is important, because this is not where the murder happened. I'm gonna say never mind for now, but I'm gonna come back to it. Nothing particularly important, I guess. So what happened after that, Ponko? I'm gonna come back to that, by the way, viewers. Don't worry. After I charged up, I was cleaning the room, and Mr. Simon came in. Prosecutor Blackwell? I wonder what he went there for. His objective? I don't know. I don't know. Does he really not know? Or does she really not? Well, it is. It's an it! But it doesn't know? I guess I can't very well ask Ponko to speculate. So what happened after Prosecutor Blackwell arrived? And then an error occurred. There is no data from that point. You don't remember what happened next? An error, huh? I wonder if... all data is suddenly cut off at that point. I don't know anything after that. The answer to that question is right here. According to the defense's theory, this photo shows when the robot was being taken apart. So it was turned off? Exactly. We can conclude that Ponko's error was the result of her being dismantled. Indeed, the bodies of these robots are designed to be controlled remotely by a separate computer. Yes, that's basically what Miss Blackwell explained to us too. She said their hearts and memories are stored on a separate computer. I mean, can we not get that? When the witness was taken apart, she lost the use of her body, but not her memories. That's how she is now still able to give testimony about the events of that day. Also, her is searching for that data is not because of her using a hard drive. It's because she's using 3G internet. Goddamn. 3G internet. Fascinating. It's as if she can be seriously wounded, but her soul still burns. Alright. That's a Soul Calibur fan right here. There are a few parts of Funko's testimony that are hard to interpret. Blah blah blah. So, this is where we're gonna get the new info. Where is... There is something. Your Honor, I believe the statement is critical. I'd like it added to her testimony. Very well. Ponko, could you please add that statement to your testimony? That's a good little girl. Mommy Metas fell down near the round window on the workbench side of the room. Is this where I'm gonna present her picture being on the, you know, on the robot dismantling system? Let's see. Or a robot assembly table? Let's see. There are two round windows the robotics lab. Which one did you mean? The one on the right, near the hanging scroll. That hanging scroll was Mommy Mrs.'s prized possession. Really? What's so special about it? This is where the moon rock was, right? I don't think she was admiring the scroll. She was admiring the goddamn moon rock. Okay, the pictures of the crime scene from 7 years ago. There's definitely a hanging scroll and a Japanese theater mask hanging on the workbench side wall. But is there some problem with this statement? There is a problem. The problem is that this is not where she actually died, where she died, so yeah.
Objection!
Honko, your statement may have just inspired a breakthrough. That was helpful. Hooray. I'm so happy. Yippee. Why did I just say yippee? Because why the hell not? Yippee, yippee-yay, yippee, cowabunga. Just to be sure, let's go over it again, okay? The victim fell near the window on the workbench side on the room. However, her body was discovered on the operation table. But the operating table and the workbench are two different locations. Exactly, Your Honor. You have just learned a new critical fact. What could explain the two very different locations of the body? I'll tell you what. The defendant definitely did not move the body. The victim moved? Meaning she wasn't dead at the time? Yeah, that would also make sense, because if she was stabbed, there would be blood traces at the very least. An 11-year-old girl couldn't have moved the heavy body of an adult. So the only explanation is that the victim walked to the operating table herself. In other words, what Ponko observed near the workbench couldn't possibly have been the moment of the murder. Whew, I am very relieved to hear that. Glad to know that the murder wasn't committed in front of little Ponko here. Yeah. But screw, screw the other little girl, the real human being, Athena. Yes, as we just heard in the testimony, Miss Cykes hugged her mother. Nothing more.
Objection!
I mean, we really cannot tell. Also, that animation is really, really slow. I think he is, I think the original animation is him, shaking his finger and, and, what do you call the, when someone that deny or, respond in, in a negative manner? Like someone says, like, tisk. Well, what's that? What's that called? I really don't know. Right. Tisk. It's been 8 years, but you're still just as green as ever. Wow. Greenhorn. But I can't recall ever seeing Mr. Wright in anything but a blue suit. Hey, blue's my favorite color. What can I say? If the defendant couldn't move the body herself, she could have had it moved for her. How is that? And she's a little girl, by the way. She's not gonna be that smart. Moved for her? But Miss Cykes and Dr. Cykes were the only ones there. I agree. Since this robot is equipped with a heartbeat detection system, it would have been aware of another person's presence if someone else had been there. We can therefore conclude that the defendant and the victim were the only ones present. This can be really critical, actually. Then who do you suggest move the body? Don't you know it's in the nature of a robot to help people do things? Miss Ponko, allow me to ask you a question. Miss Ponko. My name is Ponko. Say it with me. Ponko. Rushing attack. I believe you said you were cleaning after Dr. Cykes fell down. Did you happen to move something large onto the operating table? Yes, I did. Athena asked me to. Why did you omit that? Why did you omit that then? Athena asked you to? And what did you move, little Ponko? I don't know, unless something has an ID tag. I can't tell what it is. He can actually recognize people by their ID tags on their coats. Isn't that the fact? I think it's in here. Recognize people by scanning their spacesuit uniform, spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tags. So she had the jacket. So she had this jacket off, which makes a lot of sense since the jacket. Was she wearing the jacket during that time? She can probably recognize that. She can probably confirm that. An ID tag, you say? Yes, a tag with a barcode on it. We robots scan them to tell us what a thing is. That paper in the lab did mention something about that. Yeah, I read that. Oh, the game is actually gonna force us to go back. I think that's the idea. Like, I think the fact that the whole thing about how this whole Ponko series system works is probably gonna be crucial. Hopefully, it's gonna be crucial for later. If they're gonna bring us back here over and over. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tag, it said. So it would appear that Miss Ponko here can't identify what it moved. My name is Ponko. Rushing attack. But we humans have the power to imagine what it was, do we not? We do? Well, I do at the very least. Miss Ponko, you... Stop calling her Miss Ponko. On the defendant's command... Miss Ponko, on the defendant's command, moved the body onto the operating table. Gag! Are they powerful enough to do that, though? Ponko, did you really move Dr. Cykes' body? This is really important. Is there any way you could tell? I don't know. Without an ID tag, I can't tell. What flawed system that is. Give it up, Wright. If the victim's heart was stopped, the robot's detection system would be useless. Furthermore, Dr. Cykes usually wore her white coat while she was working. I mean... Huh. Doesn't that mean if they can only identify personnel by their ID tag, so anyone can be anyone? Anyone can be anyone, really, as long as they wear something. Yeah, that gives me the you know, that gives me the what you call it. Make me even more sure that this guy might not. I'm mostly positively. I'm mostly positive that this guy is actually not Simon. He's actually Clay. That's gonna be really interesting. She kept the jacket with her ID tag on it draped over a chair in the robotics lab. And only wore it for special occasions. In other words, the victim wasn't wearing her ID tag at the time. So you're telling me that the ID tag is actually on the jacket? Well, it says here that's on the jacket. It's on the jacket and the spacesuits. Yep. Completely useless system, really. From the robot's point of view, her body was simply just another object. Wow. Wow. Objectifying women, huh? But Ponko is equipped with a facial recognition system. Only if they're allowed to, though. If she really did move the victim, she would have recognized the body as Dr. Cykes. But she didn't. So that means, no, it definitely says here, actually kind of want to make sure. Can also recognize a person by facial features once the face has been registered. So, we're gonna ask, was her face registered? It would be stupid if it wasn't, but I'm gonna assume that it wasn't. But she didn't, so that means objection. A face can easily be covered with a piece of cloth, a mask, or anything else for that matter. You actually kind of bring a good point. You're bringing the mask into play here. You are bringing the mask into play. Was the mask moved? Did it have any fingerprints on it? I mean, it would make sense if it had fingerprints on it. But whose fingerprints exactly?